Who are your ride or dies? Who do you know that no matter what you're going through, when things go absolutely sideways, who are those people who are loyal with you, not to you, but with you?
What is it within you that you value? This is really how you find those ride or die. Who are you? Like, really ask yourself that question. Who are you? What do you want? What do you care about? What makes life meaningful and purposeful and joyful to you? Hey everybody, it's Bianca.
And it's Emilia.
Welcome to another episode of Evolve Ventures, where we are helping growth-minded humans evolve by breaking one limiting belief at a time. We hope you enjoyed the last episode, number 252. Are you tuning into your inner dialogue? For today, number 253, Motivation Monday. Who are your ride or die? I love the concept of ride or die because it really, I think, emphasizes the intensity and the depth of these types of relationships. It's like those few people who you just know at the bottom of your heart, at the deepest level of your soul, that they are there for you no matter what. They are the people that you can go to. They are the people that you can lean on and rely on, and that without a shadow of a doubt, no matter what, they're always going to be there. And no, this does not mean that they're going to blow smoke. It doesn't mean that they're the yes people, that they're just going to make you try to feel good. But these are really the people who are going to try to help you become the greatest version of yourself. And what we're going to be diving into today is, who are those people for you? Do you have those people? Are you focusing on nurturing and building those relationships? And what are the benefits of doing that? How is your life going to just drastically improve by having these people in your life?
I told Bianca for this episode, I have a specific movie scene in mind that hit my heart at a deep as level. And I want to bring that into this episode because if y'all have been longtime lovers or longtime listeners, as we call them, you'll have known and heard a little bit about my story when it comes to my ride or dies and how few ride or dies I've actually had in my life. And I think that it's an echo of very much how many people have that and how few people actually have a lot of ride or dies and the challenges that come up with that. And so I was for Alan's birthday, which was a couple weeks ago at this point when this episode launches, might have been in a whole month actually. Yeah. Anyways, long story short, we were watching the Hobbit movies. And for anyone that doesn't know, the Hobbits is a trilogy of I'm talking 3 hours a pop, and there's 3 movies. So we watched them straight out. Good for Alan. He watched all the way through. I fell asleep at the last third because I just needed the nights. But I think it's in the first movie or the second one that it was just this is the quote of the year, where Thorin Oakenshield, who is one of the main characters, the king of the hobbits what is it called? The dwarves. That's what it is. And he talks about, the people, being a king who had kind of a dragon, for long story short, had taken his home, and him and the dwarves were homeless for a while, but a lot of them he was leading a lot of them through kind of them reclaiming their homeland. And when he was going and selecting the small few of company that were going to help him take back his homeland from this dragon, which is a huge ordeal, going back to Lonely Mountain. Shout out to all of my friends who have been to Lonely World and Lonely Land. He had said something that hit at the heart level. I'm talking real hard. And he said, all I need and all I care about and I'm paraphrasing here, is loyalty, honor, and an open heart. And I theatricized that because of how beautiful that statement really was. And I resonated so deeply with that because I've had a lot of challenges in this arena where loyalty and honor and an open heart to me means something so different than it did way back when. So to this, I ask all of you listeners, who are your ride or dies? Who do you know that no matter what you're going through, whether it's trying to seize Lonely Mountain back to become your homeland and fighting the dragons of the world, right? Using this metaphor as an analogy for the stuff, the hard stuff that you're gonna grow through and you're gonna go through, honestly, in life. When the rug gets ripped out from you, when things go absolutely sideways, who are those people who are loyal with you, not to you, but with you? Loyal to this life, who are honorable in the way in which they represent themselves when it comes to you. Like, for example, Bianca, you and I hold each other to a degree of honor and accountability that no one else is truly capable of. And how much of an open heart do they have as you progress and as you evolve in this journey? That's my question to each one of you. And how do you know that they're your people? That's the thing, B. How do people know who their ride or dies are? I mean, for me, those are my 3 qualities.
Your ride or die aren't necessarily the people who are always there by your side tangibly, but it's the people that you know at the end of the day, if you really ever needed anything, they are going to be there. They are the people who truly want what's best for you, not what they believe is best for you. They want what you believe is best for you. They want to see you succeed. They want to see you thrive, and they will be there every step of the way. Again, maybe not physically, right? Like, I have an example, my friend Katie. I love her with my whole heart. I know if I ever needed anything, she would be there. I maybe talk to her 3 times a year.
It's amazing.
It is amazing. It's not, I think we're in a time where we believe that attention is love. Validation is love. Presence is connection. And it's just not the case. I mean, how many people do you know have 20,000 followers on social media? If they were to call someone to ask them to help them move, they couldn't find a single person.
Yeah.
So many of us are getting caught in this trap of looking for the love and the approval and the attention and the just validation of the many. Because it's addicting, because it's attractive. When you see someone who has 10, 20, 30,000 followers on their social media, it's like, oh my God, they're significant. They're important. They matter. Oh my God, I want to be like that. If you look behind the scenes of most of these people's lives, most of them are deeply insecure. They are drastically unfulfilled, and they do not have solid relationships. Now, that is not a blanket statement. Not everybody's like that, but for the majority of them, it's the truth. Celebrities and, high-level CEOs and whatever. It's becoming a known thing. A lot of these people suffer so substantially from mental health challenges and being unfulfilled and substance abuse and whatever else, because they're not focused on building and nurturing those few relationships that really matter. And here's the thing, it's not just about who's there for you, it's about who's influencing you. Alan and Emilia have become my ride or die. They are my 2 favorite human beings in the entire world. Nobody has influenced me better than the 2 of them. And vice versa. Damn. The connection that Emilia and I share with each other, it's it's because we truly just want to see the other one thrive. And we are going to be there with each other every step of the way. That is a ride or die. And the behaviors of those people, the values, the beliefs, the aspirations, all of these things, it matters. If you're surrounded by people whose goals are just to look for the weekend, just get through the week, get to the weekend, have a fun time, go into Pleasure Town, you're going to have a very different life than if you're surrounded by people who are growth-minded and growth-oriented and have goals and dreams and things that they're chasing. And now I'm not saying that people who are pleasure-oriented, there's anything wrong with that. That's fine. If that's the life you choose, that's the life you choose. I hope you're happy. But if that's not what you value and you're trying to make these people ride or die people, you're going to be very unhappy and unfulfilled. And your relationships are going to feel insignificant. What is it within you that you value? This is really how you find those ride or die. Who are you? Like, really ask yourself that question. Who are you? What do you want? What do you care about? What makes life meaningful and purposeful and joyful to you? When you can get clear on that, you can connect with other people who are doing the same thing, who are on that path. And over time, you develop and nurture that relationship and they become your ride or die, the few true, or the true few. Whatever the phrase is, I don't know. Either way.
The frou-frous.
The frou-frous.
Well, what you just said, B, is so legit. Hashtag so legit. Because in truth, when you can like be honest with yourself about what about you is a ride or die component, meaning what will you sail into the sunset? Meaning what component of your characteristic, of your character, of your value system, of your paradigm is just not going to change while it will evolve in the way in which it expresses itself in the world. What about you just is so pure and so true that it's not ever going to go away? What's going to be the ride or die in your character? For me, that was goals. It's always going to be there for me. That is my ride or die with myself. Like, peace out, Girl Scout. I am going to go crush my goals. I am going to go accomplish. I am going to be mission oriented. That is always who I have been, and that's always who I will be. Yes, of course, I'm reinforcing that by saying this, but like when I got real with myself, that's the ride or die. It doesn't matter who comes in or out of my life. That's how I will always be. And so to your point, B, the truth in what you just said, that is so important. What is meaningful for you? And getting clear on that helps you actually inch closer, believe it or not, to your ride or dies, i.e. the people who also have meaning in that, who also holds value in that, irrespective of you. And it's a convergence of two souls that actually hold similar meanings, similar values, similar even aspirations. That's what attracts one to one another. And that's what actually will sustain the challenges that a ride or die goes through, which is, yes, the duration of life, but it's the depth of life to which you experience. And that's the thing. I know there are people in my past that could not even come close to handling the depth that Bianca and I, for our relationship, have been able to venture in. And that's the thing. That's because of her and who she is on her own accord and who she aspires to be on her own accord. Same thing with me. It's because of who I am, who I aspire to be on my own accord. So she and I are ride and dying. And that is what converged us to being each other's ride or die. So I hope that this episode fires you the heck up to, if anything, look inwardly. What is the ride or die inside of you that's going to ride itself into the sunset, no matter what, that you're proud of, that maybe you've been hiding your whole life because of the fear of, is there anyone else out there that like loves this, that's quirky about you, that's weird about you, that's neurodivergent about you, that maybe you have not shown to the world because of that fear that there might not be a ride or die out there for me. I think it's trusting in the fact that there is and leaning into what that is within you that helps you attract your ride or die.
I mean, think about it. You and I met at the Muay Thai gym.
Mm-hmm.
I met Kevin at the gym, and then he introduced me to Alan, and then we all connected over fitness. That was our starting point. And then because of who all of us are, the conversation just went on from there. But if I didn't follow my gut, intuition, heart, desire, interest, whatever, of wanting to start Muay Thai again, or wanting to go back into karate type martial arts again, you and I wouldn't have met.
Exactly.
And none of this would be here. So
Facts.
It does start with you. What is aligned for you? What matters to you? That's where you're going to meet your people. It is not on social media. It is not by having 50,000 freaking people following you. I don't have that many followers on social media, but my connections with people are far deeper than someone who has 100,000 followers. I know that for a fact. And that is really what matters. It's those things. So let me say that again. What is the thing for you that you can start investing your time and energy in for you? That's where you're going to find your tribe. That's where you're going to find your people. So start investing in you, and it will evolve from there.
Facts.
What is your episode suggestion?
This was a funsies.
This was a funsies.
My episode suggestion for our listeners is another Motivation Monday, 203, how to create your own chosen family. And my final takeaway is truly in the fact that like I had this self leadership component to where I was able to lean into unapologetically who I was and what my own internal ride or die was. I know that not everyone has that cultivated. If you're struggling or if you're noticing you're struggling in that arena, please, please, please reach out to Bianca and I, because honestly, your ride or die might be on the other side of a conversation with us. And if that can change your world in such a meaningful way, you know, I'm telling you, it can totally change your life. So I hope you do reach out. B, what's your episode suggestion and final takeaway?
My final takeaway is we all want the significance and the feeling of mattering to a bunch of people. But at the end of the day, it really is those few people who matter the most. Give yourself the permission to attract them and to build those relationships. That's my final takeaway. Episode suggestion is 212, the wrong people to ask for validation. We hope you enjoyed this episode, everybody. Maybe we'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye, everyone.